Hello, everybody. This is Sri from BizBuzz. What matters the most in your business? Sponsored by My Work Belt. My Work Belt is a all-in-one software, particularly helping service-based small businesses all over the world. Check us out. And today we have a great guest, Rich, and Rich is the founder and CEO of Rich Brands, and he was working for large corporations making branding, brand strategies. And now he is bringing the wealth of knowledge and experience to help small, mid-sized companies on his tail end of the journey that he is, whatever the energy that he left, he is using it for the helping small businesses as per the Lord's call for his prayers. And Rich, how are you doing?
I'm blessed. Thank you. It's a wonderful thing to be here. I love to talk to small businesses. There's some things that are blind spots. Let's cover them.
Yes. So the first most important question, why a branding is necessary for a business?
Well, branding is your first impression, and you only get one chance.
Mhm.
Branding is first of all, what's important is something you probably don't understand, and I don't mean to be snarky. A brand is not what you think it is.
Right.
Your brand, I'm talking to you if you're listening to this, it's not what you think it is. Your brand is the perception in the mind of the target audience you most want to serve. That's your brand. It's their perception. It's not, you can talk for 10 minutes. It doesn't matter what you say. It's what they perceive.
Correct. Right. So
So let that
that's the
land.
branding
Okay.
basically.
So why do we need a brand? If the brand is their perception either trusts us, lets us in, understands, feels we know what they're thinking or their problem, or it doesn't. So if your brand is their perception, you better believe branding is important. And
Well,
branding is those things you get to do that shape a consistent
but
perception.
most of the people think that brand means just having a logo and color scheme of using for that logo. That's at least is the perception of a small businesses. Can you
Right.
elaborate what does it mean actually the brand?
Well, let's start from what I just said. It is the perception in the mind
Right.
of your most important target audience. So if you clearly see having an impact on certain types of individuals or companies, it's their perception that you are shaping. So all of the things that we can do to
Hmm.
shape that perception is branding. And none of us, particularly small business, has enough money or time to do them all. Even big companies don't have enough money and time to do them all. So you need to be selective. You do the things in the places that will reach your target audience and shape that consistent perception so
Mm,
that when you talk about what you see for them,
mm,
they feel it's you. They let
mm,
you in.
mm.
You're
So,
shaping their perception.
so as a
That should change what you think about branding. And it is super important. And it's first. It's come before marketing. Marketing is the execution of an excellent brand.
correct.
You don't have a definition and language of your brand. Any, like they say, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there.
Uh-huh.
Brand definition and languaging first bake the clarity into the brand, then the marketing execution questions come in.
See,
What channels, so forth.
typically small businesses, what they say is, well, hey, I just need to find who can do my Facebook marketing and social media marketing and get me some leads. That's all I care for. But what do you suggest to those people to understand the value of branding and what they needed to do about it?
Well, you're absolutely right. That thought, look, we just need some leads. We don't have time or money for branding. We'll do that later. What we need right now is leads. Let's do marketing,
Right.
is backwards. Here's the problem. By by hiring a third party to do your stuff
Hmm.
and not giving them guidelines of here's the way we say things, here are the key messages in priority order, without giving them guidelines, anything they do represents you. So let's say they start using the magic words of marketing and they're not congruent with your heart, or they do things and say things or create campaigns that aren't totally comfortable, but you hired them and yeah,
Yes.
you are creating confusion, misinformation. Chances are you are not getting credit for what you're outstanding at. You're
Mm.
wasting money on marketing, and you're going to think that the marketing didn't work, but it's not the marketing that doesn't work.
That's a
It's that
very, very,
you
very
didn't
good
define the
point.
brand.
Yeah, that's a very good point. A lot of people we think that branding is marketing, and especially in small business community, they think marketing is the key to grow their business.
Well, they're not trained, and the world, particularly people who sell marketing services, anything from, like you said, people who, we'll do your SEO or we'll do your Facebook posts or,
Right.
if they're selling a marketing service, they love to use the word branding, but they don't know what it means. They don't know how to make a brand come alive. They just know that to say, this will be good for your branding. And so people think branding is whatever they think it is, but now Look, I've been doing this 49 years
Right.
and I'm not done. It probably is a good idea to pay attention and to take action and to rethink what you think your
So,
brand
as a
really is.
small business owner, how would I observe somebody has a branding done for them?
Ask me the question again. I kind of
How would
missed
I
it.
know somebody used a right branding strategy?
And who are you? Are you're seeing a business perform?
Yes, I'm
Oh,
seeing other
okay.
businesses. How would I know what the branding strategy they are using?
Chances are it won't be what you know, it will be what you feel.
Yeah.
You see, when a business, even a solopreneur, and I deal with a lot of solopreneurs today, like a lot of my clients are individual, you
Yeah.
know, experts or coaches or authors or teachers or, or they own a company and they have, 15 people that work for them, but they're individuals. They're the brand champion. When an individual bakes, and I mean, it's like bake a cake, when you
Hmm.
bake clarity of what you see for your key target audiences, when you bake clarity of the characteristics the brand is really outstanding at, that you actually have to be outstanding at to make your impacts that you want to make, when you bake clarity into the brand
Hmm.
so that everything the brand says and does aligns with the impacts you want to make on your target audiences,
Hmm.
people feel it. They feel it. It
Hmm.
becomes palpable. So it's not necessarily what they think or know, it's what they feel. There's a
So, who are the
consistency.
companies that you feel have done a great job on branding that we can recognize?
You know, the world does not need another book about branding
Right.
where we look at Apple and because, big companies with big budgets and big staffs and they can afford to make mistakes, maybe, okay,
Yeah.
but they're irrelevant
Hmm.
to us as solopreneurs. Irrelevant.
Small businesses.
Okay.
Yes.
So the people that I work with who have done a great job have done all the steps.
Hmm.
The steps are thoroughly done. The steps
Hmm.
of preparing the brand that create the language, that create how we say what we do in a
Hmm.
way that positions us and gets us unique credit, saying language that transfers energy that no one else says. So there's no competition and you're unique and you get credit. The people who do the work, when the brand opens their mouth in their marketing, their target audiences can feel that that brand understands it. They can feel that there's a value there. There's something about that business, that person, that
Right.
brand that is different. And they'll say it that way. They might say it in a naive way, like, "Wow, you sure are lucky your brand came together so well." It's not luck, okay? It's not,
There's a
believe
lot
me.
of work
Yeah,
behind
yeah,
it.
yeah. But it's upfront work. I mean, we have a program called Brand Accelerator Mastery. And
Hmm.
in the beginning, I've learned that people are really busy. So, but in the beginning, we did 3 days, a month break, 2 days, a month break, 2 days, and out 7 days over like 3 months.
Hmm.
And all of the developmental work from from writing target audiences in priority order and the impacts we clearly see making on them and the characteristics you must become to make your impacts and the way we say what our expertises are on
Right.
a roadmap that's what's the first one you got to get credit for. And the second one, book titles that go along with it, titles and subtitles of content to get you credit for your expertise. It's like everything done in 8 weeks. Okay. Who does that kind of work? Very few people. But when you do it,
Yeah.
because branding, look, what people don't understand, and if you're listening to this, you probably don't either. Big companies that I coached, when I was running an agency, our largest client was a $14 billion company. Today, I'm working with solopreneurs, but for 17 and a half years, I ran an agency with partners in 21 countries.
Right.
They didn't, those CEOs, those vice presidents of marketing, they didn't know that branding is a process, that it's steps. And for a process, if you leave steps out, it's not going to turn out
Yeah,
well.
it's not good. It's not good. So
So
what are the
solopreneurs can do the steps. That's why I'm writing the book, Impact Driven Branding: 7 Steps to Ensure Your Brand Impacts People's Lives in the World, to make sure people have access to those
so
steps.
what is the first step a small business owner to do to
Good,
take
good,
in
good
order to
question.
have a
And
brand?
it's easy, and you can do it with your eyes closed. Ready?
Yeah.
Close your eyes, and you picture your brand, this work that you love doing, and that you really thriving. In other
Yeah.
words, everything you're doing is working.
Yeah.
You know, you have a weekend retreat, it's really full. You write about, people say it changed their lives. You know, you have a podcast, you speak to, you coach. Anything that you're doing is working and you are thriving. The brand
Hmm.
is thriving. You picture that. You
Yeah.
picture that and you ask yourself, what am I doing that I enjoy? Your
Right.
doings. What are you doing? Are you coaching? You love one-on-one coaching? Do you, at what level? Beginners or high level, performers? I mean, I have clients of all kinds. Some focus on high level performing executives that know their higher levels to go for them
Hmm.
and their team. Others are entry level, I'm doing this for the first time people. It's like you picture what you're doing when you're thriving, and you can do it with your eyes closed. Write down all those doings.
Ah.
That's the first step. Picture it. The second step is ask your heart, whom do I clearly see impacting?
Hmm.
And
Right.
and describe that.
That's
It's
your
probably
target.
an individual. It could be eventually a company or an industry
Correct.
or a country, but it starts with an individual. So is it that 40 to 50-year-old a single mom with a special needs child who's afraid of what
Or
happens to her child? Or is it a couple that it's about to retire, or someone who's choosing their career? Or who is it for you? Is it someone who runs a manufacturing firm and they have silos of software and nothing talks to each other, and you want to connect them into a intelligent enterprise? These are all types of clients that I've had.
that's
It
true.
doesn't matter what you do. It's that vision of the impacts you can clearly see having. You do that with your eyes closed too.
That is impressive.
That builds the clarity into the brand. And
Wow.
so I'm gonna ask a question for you, Rich. What is one of the most missing things that solopreneurs or small business people need to know they can do better and their brand will come alive? I'm going to answer that question. Here goes.
Right. Right. Right.
It's it's to use your words very strategically and very carefully, and use the same words all the time after the phrase when you're talking with a target audience, and you say, we understand what you're going through. We've listened to what you've told us. Here's what I see for you.
Hmm.
What the words you use after, here's what I see for you, because their antenna will go pop.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Either you fall flat, don't do that, or you are a magnet,
You're gonna make
painting the picture that you see for them that is a result of what you do.
excellent.
That is missing in
Great.
most brands. They either
What a
say it
wonderful.
differently every time, or they don't say it clearly enough, or they don't sit and focus on that enough to be able to have that picture ready to when look them right in the eye and say, here's what I see for you.
That's a pretty powerful statement, Rich. That's really impactful. No, thank you
And
very much.
it works for small businesses. Yeah! Works for everybody, you
It
know.
does. It does.
It works for
Yeah.
married couples. And come on, I've been married for 49 years and 54 Valentine's days. You know, you have to work at things, and
Yes, you do.
it's steps.
Yes, you do. No, Rich, thank you very much for joining us today and sharing your wealth of knowledge in branding and helping provide a clarity on what is a branding means for a small business.
You're welcome, Sri. Thanks for giving me the opportunity, and I wish I wish that what you heard today, uh, anyone who's listening to this today or in the future, that it blesses your business and your life. I believe it will.
Now, those who are listening today, and make sure you take the tidbits from the experts who are, in this case, Rich, who is a branding master, and apply it in your own business. And make sure you are talking to the experts and at least listening to the experts' advices here and taking into your business and make an impact on your own business. And certainly picture somebody who you are making a difference in their life. That's the first step, as Rich is suggesting. Thank you very much for listening to us. I hope you got some value out of this podcast today. And please subscribe us and share our content to your friends who may be able to take advantage of these. Thank you and see you next time.
Thank you, Sri.